This week marks 6 months of the last day that I was at work. And I have to admit, for the first 4 months, I was really struggling. I had no routine, no vision of where I wanted it to go. And in the last 2 months, I finally figured it out, and I've been starting to establish a bit of a routine. Some weeks are still quiet, but like the week that I'm about to show you, things were very busy. And I have to say, I really enjoyed it, but I also found it very tiring. So I hope you'll stick around and watch my very busy retired week. My week started by watching the new documentary Man on the Run, which documents Paul McCartney's time as the lead singer of Wings. And I have to say, I was blown away by the quality of this documentary, and I recommend it to anyone who is a Beatles or a Paul McCartney fan. It's available on Amazon Prime or Netflix, I can't remember which. Watching the documentary was a precursor for me for the next day, and that was when I went to the Art Gallery of Ontario to see the new display of Paul McCartney, Eye of the Storm, all the photos from their time on tour in 63-64. These were photos taken by Paul McCartney on the tour through London, Paris, New York, Washington, and Miami. These were photos that he, in later years, had remembered he had taken, but wasn't sure actually where the photos were. And they were actually well preserved by MPL and in archives. And so in 2020, when he was putting together the photos for Linda's show, these were found. Now, what I found interesting, these photos are absolutely markers of history, and as a Beatles fan and John Lennon, Paul McCartney fan, I'm always fascinated at seeing new shots that I hadn't seen before. But what I found very interesting was, having watched the documentary the day before of Paul McCartney and Wings, there was a part where Mary, the daughter, had said that when people thought about Linda and Paul together, they couldn't understand what the commonality was between them. And yet, when you look at Linda's photos almost side by side with Paul's, and his were taken, 5 years before he met Linda, they are very much the same type of viewpoint. They capture the person that they're taking the picture of. And this is what Mary had said, that, this love of photography they both had before they met and continued after and through their marriage. So many of the photos just were amazing to see, and I think I spent 3 hours going through the exhibition. It's definitely well worth it. This was at the Art Gallery of Ontario in Toronto, but I do know that other art galleries are carrying this show, so if you have an opportunity to go somewhere close to you, I highly recommend it. As part of my new routine, I'm trying to get out most days to go for a walk. The day that I chose was a wild and windy day, and that's reflected here in the lake. This was a walk I took before I had some appointments, and one of them was actually getting my nails done. And this is a wonderful salon in downtown Oakville, and I love coming in here. The staff here are amazing. After that, I treated myself to lunch at the Crepe Kitchen, which is part of the Taste of Oakville. It is a event that happens for 4 weeks, where they showcase local restaurants and they do prefix menus. So here I am at the Crepe Kitchen. I chose the chicken Florentine crepe, and the flavors in this were absolutely incredible. The taste, the seasoning, and for $30 it was actually quite a really reasonable lunch. And as part of getting back into the routine, that's me committing to doing a video a week. So here I am editing it. My daughter-in-law's birthday is this month, and she is a huge Coldplay fan. So one of the things that I wanted to do for her was take her to a Candlelight concert, and this was Coldplay that the quartet was playing. It's in a church in downtown Oakville, and they played a really good selection of Coldplay's music. We couldn't film the concert, but they did allow us at the end to film the last song. And here is my son and my daughter-in-law after the concert. And to finish off a very busy week, my daughter and I decided to try one of the newer restaurants in Oakville that was part of the Taste of Oakville event. And this is Cafe de Madrid, and it's a Spanish restaurant. And their prefix included the salad, your choice of an appetizer. I chose croqueta, which you can see here. There was crab and ham filling choices. And then my daughter chose the empanadilla, which are, again, little fried tapas. And then we both chose the polo saltadana, which was chicken breast with soy sauce and roasted vegetables and rice. It was a lovely way to end the week. So thanks for watching. I really appreciate you being here. And if you like this content, be sure to subscribe, like, leave a comment, share with a friend. And if you have the hype button, please go ahead and do that. As always, I appreciate you being here, and I do read all the comments. So let me know, is your retired life quiet? Do you have a very busy life? As some people say sometimes their retirement is busier than their work life. What are you planning for your retirement? I'd love to know. Thanks. Take care, and we'll see you in the next one.